righty, thank you. Next is the checking account. We had received a letter from People's Bank COO, Mr. Larry Lyons, and he has stated that he feels as if the operating account and the payroll account, at least this is the opinion of People's Bank, should be, let me just read the letter. Dear Mayor Wilson, council members, per our discussion with the town manager, mayor, treasurer, and council members, it has come to our attention that copies of the town of Rock Hall's checks have surfaced on the internet. Because the bank's ABA routing number and operating accounts, checking account numbers may be legible on the posting, it is our recommendation that both the operating account and payroll account be closed within 30 days. Failure to close the account could result in financial loss from either ACH transactions or counterfeit checks posted against the account. We recommend that you also review all of your accounts daily to guard against fraudulent activity. For your protection, we believe this closing to be an appropriate course of action and suggest move quickly to take this action. In the event that you elect to open a new account with People's Bank, our policy regarding two-signature accounts has changed. In accordance with the current bank standards, we will require only one signature by the maker on each check in the future upon opening or reopening the account. We appreciate the long-standing relationship we have had with the town of Rock Hall and look forward to continuing the relationship for many years to come. Larry Lyons. So, I think everybody's had this. We've had it for some time. And, you know, the board is going to, tonight go ahead and make a decision on what position, what path you would like to take.
I don't think we've got much of a choice. Bank's already put it out there, we've got to change it.
Yeah. Gotta be changed. But even though that the bank says they only require one signature, the town still requires two signatures on the check. And that should not change. I would definitely try to encourage the bank to definitely keep it at two signatures required. But irregardless, the town itself requires two signatures.
I'd like to say another thing about this too. The checks that I posted online were put out there for the purpose for people who were inquiring about the checks. So they were posted for that purpose. I spoke to an attorney and a CPA, and the information on checks is all public information. If any one of you were to walk into the town office and ask for a copy of the check, you would get a copy of the check. The information does not have to be redacted. I did not have to redact any of the information. I did that just for the purpose of basically being cautious. But I did not have to redact any information.
I don't think you should have posted it at all.
It was not my...
They have every right to come in here, just like you said, and get that information.
It was not my intent to put the town at any risk. It was not my intent to harm the town at all. I put it on there for the purpose of just, people were questioning that there were checks out there with no signatures and wanted to see them.
Then people
And
should have came right here to the town hall, they could have seen it.
Yes, they could have. They could have.
What was your point by you saying some people asked you to do this? What was their point to ask you to grab them checks and put them signatures out there? To me, I think you were trying to prove that this is wasn't Bobby's signature, but it was somebody else that wrote it. And my personal feeling about it, I think if I was a council member, if I'd done that and I jeopardized our town finance by checks, I would want to excuse myself from my seat because I think that was not the proper thing from a council member to do to get back. I think you would get back at someone. That's my
No,
point.
I
And I
was
think
not.
you
No,
should
I
resign
was not.
from your position.
No, I will not resign and step down.
I think you should because you jeopardized our checking account. and the
It's
numbers
public
behind it.
information. Anybody can walk in here and get this information. It's public information.
Well, that was the
And now it's
case, that was the
public
case.
to the world.
But every check
But-
that goes out of this office has the counting and the
But not to
the
number on
world.
it.
But
It,
To our
if that was the
members.
count, if I
right,
may,
but any check that goes out, you don't know where that check
That's
goes.
true.
You don't know who has it, you don't know who's copied it, you don't know who is, where it is gone.
But
You don't even know if that check has gone online somewhere
well,
else.
Susan, you just spoke and said this, that I put it out there, but you color coded them numbers to hide them, that you
Not to-
just said that we can walk in here and get them checked. Why would you color code them if you wasn't hiding something? That's why
There's
you
nothing
should
to
resign
hide.
from your position, because
I
you
won't
jeopardized
resign,
our finance.
All right,
That's why we got that letter from the
all
bank.
right, so we have that out there. Let's go ahead and discuss, is it the majority's opinion what's the council's opinion on the bill?
You've got to abide by the bank's request, because we don't want to jeopardize the finances of this town from the possibility of somebody doing something fraudulently. So we need to move forward and have this account changed and protect the town's finances.
Now, we're talking about the general fund account.
No, you need to look at both of those accounts,
Both
and
of
I'll
them.
tell you why. Because the general fund and the payroll account, the general fund and the payroll account number are only one digit off. So if something were to have happened and they just keep trying to do something and they don't get into one account, they could very easily get into that other account because it is only one digit off.
So, what I was referring to, the general fund, we're talking about just, the utilities fund, we're gonna keep that in place as it is. The general fund is the one to question. I guess my concern, or my question to the board is, the payroll account in itself, do we still maintain that? Is there a need to still have this account go forth, considering that the funds often come out of either the general fund or the
They
utilities?
always come, I've explained this to you quite a few times, it always comes from the general fund, because the general fund usually, I feel, has the funding to make payroll. It's transferred to an account, to the payroll account, it's always zeroed out at that zero balance. So I have control, and Ronnie knows and signs off on what is transferred when Radcliffe gives us or what our payroll liability is. Only that amount is transferred over. They do the debits, they do both of them one day and one day the next, so it's zeroed out. They're not gonna get any more money.
Mhm. Right,
So you
and,
have control over that account.
right, I understand that, but again, I'm just saying that's another step. They could just debit it right out of the general fund.
I think we've been through this before. I think the majority of
We're gonna
council
wait 3 hours on this,
keep the
maybe
Do
go
you-
ahead and
do
push
you-
it through and
But
make
then
it.
again, if something, God forbid, and somebody hits a button again, and then you have, instead of your $26,000 deposit coming out, then you have an additional withdrawal coming out of it. Do you see what I mean? They have that ability to hit that account.
We need to do what we need to do.
I mean, if it's the opinion of the board to go ahead and reestablish then the payroll and then the general fund,
And utilities, right?
or,
The utilities fund's not touched.
yeah, it's not
Not the
affected.
question. All right.